Hello, Robbie here from Save Stores, and whoops, hit the stop button there. You caught me. I'm sitting here playing on my newest little setup here that I'm falling in love with. It's pretty cool. So I know in the world of long arming, we have like top makers, right? And we make all these tops and we let them pile up and we send them off to someone else. And I know making that step into a long arm is, kind of intimidating sometimes. And maybe we're not sure if it's really for us. Maybe we don't know if we have the room. Maybe we don't have the budget. I don't know. Any number of things that we run into. And I got to tell you, this setup is a great way to test the worlds of long arms. So what I have here is kind of 3 machines in one. And on the machine, I've got 2 different options going. But right here for starters, we've got the Cutie Frame. And this is by Grace. And I absolutely love it. It's what we call a hooping frame. And what we do is we hoop up part of our quilt, we move it around, do our quilting for that area, and then you just pull these clamps off and move it over to another area and start up again. Then, if we can get down here, I have my regulators. And what a regulator does is it allows us to keep our stitches even. And I'll have Bree do this. If you want to film me here as I hit start, we'll just hit start. It's pretty easy to use. You hit start. Then you start moving your machine, and the faster I move it, and then I move it real slow, and move it fast, you'll see that it kept all my stitches even though I was moving it at different speeds. So it kind of takes the guesswork out of using long arm quilting. And the way Bree went to training, and they explain this, is when we're doing quilting on our home machine, we're kind of moving the paper and the needle's the pen. Well, on this, we're moving the pen and it's writing on the paper, kind of like how we actually draw. So it's a lot easier for people to do. You're also not having to manage all the weight and bulkiness of your quilt. That's what this Cutie Frame does, is it supports you all the way around. And you've got stitch regulators that are optional. This is the Sure Stitch Elite by Grace as well, and it partners perfectly with the Cutie Frame, and it's got numerous plugs for different brands and types of machines that you can plug in, so you can put your own machine on the Cutie Frame. You can add the Sure Stitch Elite and it will drive your machine and keep all your stitches even. But what I have here is a Jazz 2. And if you can jump over here, Bree, and just show you real quick. It's the Babylock Jazz. It's got a 12-inch throat, so it is massive. It's got a needle up-down feature. It's got a needle stop up-down. We've got manual tension, which is great. And it does have some sewing stitches, which is nice. So it's nothing really fancy, but what I like about it is you can put this on the frame and just leave it there. Because I have a lot of people that, when they get these frames, they start taking their machine on and off, and they're like, I just want one that I can leave there, but I don't want to buy like a $10,000 long arm. Well, that's what's awesome about this. The Jazz, we've got a special price on. I believe we also have some refurbished ones too, where people trade it up into something else. And we've got a great deal on those. But if you're looking for a big bay machine, but with maybe a few more stitches on it, and by a few, I mean like another 180 and some alphabets and some other things, we've got basically the exact same machine here, 12 inches of space, but this is the Babylock Allegro, and it gives us a ton of extra features that come in more handy if you're actually going to use it as a sewing machine. It's got scissors, that same needle up down. I love this as a quilter. It's got a tie off. So normally in garment sewing, when we tie off, we go forward and backwards. Well, in quilting, that makes a really weird thick seam. With this, you push it and it sews 3 stitches all in one spot and just creates a little knot on the back of the back of your quilt, so it's all tied off and it won't come undone, but you can't really see it. Both of these have an awesome needle threader, and that's kind of unique in the long arm world. Bernina is the only other long arm company that has a built-in needle threader, so you kind of got a feature that's very unique. We also have a free arm. And that's unique because a lot of these machines, when they become big machines, they kind of become solid bases. And sometimes, you know, I always say, you know, you have permission to say your model doesn't mend, but let's face it, sometimes we do have to do something that needs a free arm, so it's always nice to have it there. So I want to ask you to click the link, give us some information about you, but I got to tell you, we have an amazing deal on this setup. Either the Jazz 2 or the Allegro with the Sure Stitch Elite and the Cutie Frame. In the Cutie Frame, I don't know if you see here, it literally sits on a tabletop. These are my classroom tables, and it just sits on there, so it's super easy to use. So if you have any questions, you can call 503-775-7283, or you can click the link below and we'll get back in touch with you and let you know about the smoking deal on this and see if we can't make a deal. So I will hear from you soon, and thank you for watching.